Hey everyone, welcome to this week's video. Hey, what if I told you that financial security is not all about money? Most people spend their entire lives chasing income, yet still live with fear, stress, anxiety, and uncertainty. Napoleon Hill taught that true riches are not measured only by the size of your bank account, but by the condition of your mind, your habits, your relationships, and your ability to create value. And today, as we conclude our series on the 12 riches of life, we arrive at the final rich, financial security. But not the kind sold by social media, not the illusion of wealth, not the endless pursuit of more. Today, we are talking about real financial security, the kind that creates peace of mind, freedom of choice, and confidence about the future. Because money alone does not create security. Character does. Discipline does. Accurate thinking does. Purpose does. And the men and women who understand that truth begin to build a life few people ever experience. Welcome back, everyone. My name is Frank Menard, and I am the founder of the 17 Club, where we study the timeless principles of personal achievement, leadership, discipline, and success. Throughout this series, we have explored Napoleon Hill's 12 riches of life. We have discussed positive mental attitude, sound physical health, harmony in human relationships, freedom from fear, hope of future achievement, capacity of faith, willingness to share, labor of love, open-mindedness, self-discipline, and capacity to understand people. And today, we close with one of the most misunderstood riches of all, financial security. Because financial security is not simply about having money. It's about creating stability in your life through wisdom, discipline, service, and intentional action. One of the greatest lies in modern culture is this: if I just made more money, all my problems would disappear. But we have all seen people with high incomes who are completely financially unstable. And we've also seen people with modest incomes who live with peace, confidence, generosity, and freedom. Why? Because financial security is not determined by income alone. It is determined by habits, mindset, emotional discipline, planning, and personal responsibility. Napoleon Hill repeatedly taught that riches begin in the mind, and financial security often begins there too. Fear, impulsiveness, comparison, lack of direction, lack of self-discipline. The person who cannot manage themselves will eventually struggle to manage money. That is why the science of personal achievement places such emphasis on such things as self-discipline, accurate thinking, budgeting time and money, definiteness of purpose, and positive mental attitude. These principles are not just personal development ideas. They are financial principles. Money does not change people. It reveals them. If a person lacks discipline before money, they usually lack discipline after money. If a person is fearful before money, they often will remain fearful after money. And if a person is generous before money, they often become more generous with abundance. Money amplifies character. That is why true financial security starts internally before it ever appears externally. The disciplined person spends intentionally, thinks long term, avoids emotional decisions, and understands delayed gratification. Modern culture says consume now, but success principles teach build now so you can live with freedom later. Financial security is built through consistency, not hype, not gambling, no shortcuts, and not appearances. Consistency. Small, wise decisions repeated over time. very similar to what James Clear teaches in Atomic Habits, and very aligned with Napoleon Hill's principle of cosmic habit force. Your habits eventually control your outcomes, financially, physically, emotionally, and spiritually. One of the most overlooked truths about financial security is this: people who live with purpose tend to make better financial decisions. Why is that? Because purpose creates direction, and direction reduces waste. People without purpose often overspend, seek validation, chase distractions, and make emotional purchases trying to fill emotional emptiness. But people with purpose begin asking different questions. Will this help me fulfill my mission? Does this align with my values? Is this helping me build the life I actually want? Definiteness of purpose changes behavior. It changes priorities. And over time, it changes financial outcomes. Napoleon Hill observed that the most successful people operated with intention. They understood where they were going. And because they knew where they were going, their resources flowed toward that destination. Money flows value. Value follows purpose, and purpose directs action. Let me be honest. Financial security is often boring. It's not flashy. It usually looks like budgeting, planning, restraint, consistency, and patience. Really boring. The world celebrates instant gratification, but wealth and security are typically built through delayed gratification. Self-discipline is one of the greatest financial assets a person can develop. The ability to say no to unnecessary spending, no to emotional purchases, no to trying to impress people, and no to lifestyle inflation. And equally important, the ability to say yes to investing in yourself, yes to learning, yes to serving others, and yes to building long-term stability. Financial freedom is often less about how much you make and more about how well you manage what you already have. The truth applies whether someone earns $50,000 a year or $500,000 a year. Without discipline, income alone will never create peace. Napoleon Hill listed the fear of poverty as one of the most destructive of the 6 ghosts of fear. Why? Because fear destroys decision-making. Fear creates hesitation. Fear creates scarcity thinking. Fear causes people to shrink instead of grow. Some people become financially paralyzed because they fear failure, rejection, risk, or criticism. Others sabotage opportunities because deep down they do not believe they deserve success. But applied faith changes everything. Faith allows a person to move forward, to believe in possibility, to take intelligent action, and to persist through adversity. Faith does not eliminate wise planning, but it removes emotional paralysis. And one of the greatest financial advantages a person can possess is emotional stability during difficult times. The calm person often makes better decisions than the panicked person. One of the biggest lessons I've learned in life is this: a person can be financially wealthy and personally bankrupt. They may have money, but no peace, no health, no purpose, and no meaningful relationships. That is not true wealth. Napoleon Hill's 12 Riches remind us that life is meant to be balanced. Financial security matters. It absolutely matters. But it should support life, not replace it. Money is a tool. It can create opportunities, increase freedom, allow generosity, reduce unnecessary stress, and help you serve others at a higher level. But money without character becomes dangerous. Money without purpose becomes empty. And money without gratitude is never enough. True riches include health, peace of mind, meaningful work, strong relationships, contribution, and spiritual alignment. Financial security should enhance all of those things, not consume them. Real financial security often looks quieter than people expect. It looks like sleeping peacefully at night, living below your means, avoiding destructive debt, preparing for the future, maintaining emotional control, having integrity, and knowing you can survive adversity. It is confidence, not arrogance, stewardship, not selfishness, freedom, not status, and perhaps most importantly, financial security gives you choices. Choices about your time, your priorities, your family, your mission, and your future. And that freedom allows a person to serve at a much higher level. As we conclude this series on the 12 riches of life, I want to challenge you to redefine what wealth means. Do not chase appearances, build substance. Do not pursue temporary validation, build lasting character. Do not allow fear to control your future. Build faith, build discipline, build purpose, build habits, build value. Because true financial security is not simply found in a paycheck. It is found in the development of the person earning it. And the greatest investment you will ever make is the investment you make in yourself. If this message encouraged you today, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Share this video with someone who needs it, and leave a comment below. I'd really appreciate that. What does financial security mean to you? And if you are looking for a community focused on growth, accountability, leadership, and personal achievement, I want to personally invite you to connect with us through the 17 Club. Every Tuesday at 11 a.m. Eastern Time, we host a free 17 Club men's only mastermind, a powerful mentorship environment where men can come together to sharpen one another through the timeless success principles of Napoleon Hill, leadership, discipline, and intentional living. We also host a weekly book study that is open to everyone, men and women alike, where we combine modern personal development books with the principles of the science of personal achievement to create practical, real-world growth and implementation. Implementation being the key word. In addition, I'm available for podcast interviews, guest speaking engagements, leadership presentations, men's groups, youth groups, corporate and community events. And for those who are really serious about creating meaningful change in their lives, I also offer one-to-one coaching, small group coaching, personal development mentoring, leadership and success coaching. If you would like more information about coaching, speaking opportunities, the mastermind, or our weekly book study, simply click the link below and schedule a no-obligation discovery call. Until next time, I hope you have a great rest of your week, and please join me again next week and every week where I provide a positive message to help you live your best life. Take care, my friends. We'll talk again soon.